Hello, folks. It is Wednesday, the 10th, and I will check before I upload this to make sure it has volume. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for your kindness. If you see this Valentin, I've sent you an email, but your package has come back. The post office doesn't recognize the address. And this is even after you had contacted me asking me to change the address, which I did. And it's still, something's wrong with the address. Or they don't, Canada, let me know, send me a new address, or let me know if you want a refund. Either one is fine. Folks, so thank you for the latest purchase, Mark. You will not be disappointed. You said that based on the first track, which you thought was beautiful, you bought Interlude. Well, you won't be disappointed. This is a lot of beauty on this. Bandcamp informed me that the copy that I just sold meant that it was sold out, but it's not sold out. I added more copies to the Bandcamp site. It's available, still available, and this is very good. Thank you, folks, for continuing to show me support, but even more importantly, thank you for being interested in the music and listening. I will say with greater confidence every time I speak, because I've hesitated over the years. This music is as good as any music you're going to hear anywhere in the world. Grab a copy. The Muse is selling too. I've got more of these. I was just talking to Blake on my birthday, and I told him, I'm going to leave it up to you. When you're ready to work again on the follow-up to the Muse, I've got the tracks ready to go. I've got a basic program ready for you. But it's on you at this point. I'm not going to pressure you. J. Allen Rod is someone who watches me, follows me on Instagram. Received this wonderful birthday gift. Happy birthday, Dereck. I hope this replaces the one you lost. Shit, yes. An original UK pressing of King Crimson's single, In the Court of the Crimson King. Wow. Yes, this is fantastic. I had an American copy on the Atlantic label, which still is very cool. I lost track of it. I don't know how or where, but thank you. Have I dropped the needle on it already? You bet. It was just, wow, how cool. I love singles, and I love import singles. Don't have enough of them. And there's not a good, I don't like ordering online. I know I could get anything through the mail, but I hardly see cool import singles in the stores these days here in Omaha. Thank you so much, J. Allen Rod. Thank you. And just thank you, everyone. My local store I figured if I waited long enough that they would restock the cinnamon nut swirl coffee at my store, and they did. Ever since COVID, the store that I go to, which is on the north side, in the ghetto, has had periods like right after, during COVID, you would have the run on toilet paper, and then the shelf would be empty. Then there was eggs, and you couldn't get any eggs. But besides that, I noticed, well, it still happens, that the store will run out of certain items and you'll have to wait for a week, sometimes 2 weeks. The shelf will be empty. I've actually had to inquire of the staff, where's the creamer? Where's the evaporated milk? Where are my items? And I bet this doesn't happen the more white parts of town. Betcha. Anyway, another thing I'd like to share about it is that the lady, I usually do the self-service, but yesterday I went through a line at my store. New girl working. I was really struck by her truly naive, innocent kindness. She was just very kind as she's ringing me up. Then we got into a conversation about the coffee because I shared with her how I had been waiting for them to get it back in for me. And it was just a lovely little conversation, so nice, so kind. I was struck by it. I said, that gives me hope, whenever I encounter that. I encountered some kind people at the post office the other day, too. It was an older white couple. They were very kind. It almost seemed like they were going out of their way to be kind, almost slightly ingratiating. And so I kind of noticed the difference. It's kind of like they're trying to prove, you know what I mean? Maybe not. Maybe that's not what was happening, but that's how it almost felt like. We're okay with black people. We're okay. You're okay with us, Body language and all sorts of other things about communication I pay attention to for the longest. But we sure do need that kindness, don't we? We need it bad these days. So, to talk about music, thank you, Michael Conaway, for reminding me about Tubi, because I have been watching some documentaries. I haven't been playing a lot of records. It's been in conjunction with what I've been watching. Yesterday I watched the documentary about Big Star. And I have the first two records on this. When this came out in 1978 in the UK, licensed by EMI. They talked about it in the documentary because the whole story about the album Big Star, #1 record, and how everything was falling apart at Stax when this came out. The album got lost, and it's hard to find copies of the original Ardent release. Even this is expensive to find. I love this music, and it's very Beatles-like to me. It's not so much the words, even though I get them now. And I do actually relate to these words because I know I can relate to love lost and relationships not working out. But it's the feel of this music and the sound of it, this rock / pop sound where it's melodic and fresh. This is a killer. I actually have third Sister Lovers as well. This is some great rock music. And the documentary was very good. It's, again, a lot of tragedy. There's no escaping tragedy. It's unfortunate how Chris Bell was completely overshadowed by Alex Chilton's persona. The fact that, he was in the box tops and all this sort of thing. My only story related to Big Star is years ago when we had this place called the Hi-Fi House running in Omaha that I helped to run. They had small gatherings and concerts there, and I saw people like Mercury Rev there, and I saw Ken Stringfellow. He performed at Hi-Fi House, and I got to hang out with him. And he was in the reformed Big Star that happened in, I guess, in the early 2000s. So it was cool to say, well, I've met Ken Stringfellow. Of course, in the documentary, there's all these people that I've met and people I really like, you know, members of REM, Primal Scream, other people. They're one of those kind of bands. Mitch Easter, who I met from the band Let's Active. Again, it was one of those things where I saw Let's Active. They were opening, I think, for REM, or was it another show? But I partied with him. He was very friendly. Music nut, like me. I love meeting other music nuts. So that's what's been going on. To continue, what I've been watching a series on metal and thrash metal out on the coast, the West Coast. And once again, really enjoying it. Documentary-wise, it's enjoyable. You know, I've watched Twisted Sister, Skid Row, Whitesnake, bands that I would never buy, but I'm interested in their story. And yeah, so I've been enjoying that, you know. Another record sitting out that may get played, it got pulled because it was next to Big Star, Biglietto per l'Inferno. Some of that good Italian progressive rock. This is a good one. This is a good one. Real good. Honestly, that's what I have to show. I can pull something. I was thinking I pulled right from this section in here. I'll pull again because this section is hot. This has some of my favorite. Well, there are portions of my collection where I have stuff that I'm keeping that I don't play, but I keep it. Some stuff in the S's. The M section is just loaded with good shit like this. Curtis Mayfield, Back to the World. If you don't know this Curtis Mayfield album, this is I want to call it a bit of an undiscovered masterpiece. And this one, it's the music on top of the words. Curtis Mayfield was so eloquent with the way he describes things. And musically too, this is a fantastic album. Back to the World. Never had the opportunity to see Mr. Mayfield live. Would have loved that. I need to remember to ask Hank Red about Curtis Mayfield. I bet he has some stories. I bet Hank Red has met Curtis Mayfield. And then this one I added to the collection, I think last year or the year before. Curtis, this is a reissue. Once again, dynamite. The way this starts, don't worry. If there is a hell below, we're all gonna go. That's telling it like it is. There's no damn heaven and hell. I've been saying this for years. How can people say to me, aren't you worried about going to hell? What the fuck are you talking about? There's hell on earth now. That doesn't even make any sense. The idea that we got to face some sort of eternal punishment for something that we didn't even ask for in the first fucking place. And life is rough and super tough as on life on the planet as it is now. Get out of here with that bullshit. Get out of here with that bullshit. Here's two more I learned. Well, this one came too. If you feel disrespected because you're religious, just stop. That's what you think. It's not what I think. I'm just telling you what I think. That stuff doesn't wash with me. It's nonsense. Heaven and hell. What the fuck? That's ridiculous. So anyway, two more records that are real important to me and my history also. And I need to put these in better bags. These are gone. Matching Mole. a play on the French way of saying soft machine, machine mole. I forget. I believe that's what it is. Robert Wyatt, though, after he was basically kicked out of the band Soft Machine, and then he had I think he was having a breakup with his girl Carolyn, because that's a big part of what this is about. This is real good. And then the second one, I bought this when it came out. This is my second copy, though. I had to replace my first one. Knew about it in 1973 when this came out. 72. See? Yeah, I got this in 72 in America. Matching Mole's Little Red record. The whole communist thing, I got it, but it really didn't mean anything to me. Musically, this is fantastic. Real unique. Real good stuff. And we get to hear Robert Wyatt sing. And Fripp and Eno are involved in that album. Now, next to the Matching Mole, alphabetically, is my Mastodon. And I do like Mastodon. Divinations, I have two. They're picture discs. Because I like the artwork. I like the band, too. I do like them. But this is good artwork. The Whoop is loose. So there you have some music. And I'm hearing from Valentin right now. Let's see what he wants me to do about the record. Let's see. Yes, he wants me to try to send it again, so I'm going to do that. I will. It'll be at a loss for me, but there's nothing I can do about that, and that's fine with me. I want him to get the music, so I'm going to get this new address and send it to him. That's what I have to share today, folks. Let me know how you're doing.